Hello friends, it's Van. I'm back with another video. So today I wanted to do a good old-fashioned sketchbook tour. I originally thought that I would wait until I finished a full sketchbook to film a proper sketchbook tour for you all, but I literally have never finished a single sketchbook from front to back. So I am here to share my lovely unfinished sketchbooks with you because that's what I have, and I figured that's better than waiting 10 years for me to finish one. So consider this my unfinished and unbothered sketchbook tour 2024. Today I will be highlighting 3 sketchbooks that I continually rotate between at any given time. And at the end of the video, I will share some thoughts on unfinished sketchbooks and probably just some general tips on working in a sketchbook that I have found very helpful over the years. So let's get started. So this first one I am sharing is probably my least used sketchbook right now. It is a Canson watercolor sketchbook, like a 7x10 size with spiral binding. You can find these pretty much everywhere. I think I've used various versions of this since high school. And it is a standby. It's a standby for a good reason. The paper is super duper thick, and I primarily use it for my painting, my painting experiments. I got it, I think, in 2022, and yeah, it's been a real slow grind working in this one. I use it for a lot of gouache. Yeah, this was so long ago. Yeah, this was around Christmas of 2021. I think I got this right around when I bought the jelly gouache set that I haven't really opened since last year. So that's kind of unfortunate, but I really enjoyed using it in this particular sketchbook. So a majority of the stuff that's in here is just my gouache experiments. I love this page so much. It was right around when we adopted our 2 tabby cats, and one of them was already a year old, but the other one was only maybe 2 months old, and so the size difference between the two was just so adorable. They would cuddle each other and keep each other company, and I don't know, it was just the cutest thing. I had to draw it because I just thought it was so cute. And the one thing I really wanted to focus on in this particular sketchbook was landscapes and stuff, because I don't actually do a ton of landscapes, but when it comes to painting, that's kind of what I naturally want to try, is just landscapes and lots of cool trees. I really like the way the trees are stylized in this one. But I think this might be watercolor, if I'm not mistaken. Or possibly acrylic ink. I kind of mix a lot of stuff together, so this one is definitely gouache. I love a good mandarin orange study. I also really like the blue against the orange. It's just a nice complementary color contrast on that. This one I really like the sky. The sky came out really well. Like I said, I'm honestly not a painter. So I'm really trying on this one. But I referenced a bunch of photos from Pinterest on a lot of these landscape pieces. And I really loved the way that the sky and just the different layers of fields looked. So pretty cool. Really happy with that one. This one was okay. Didn't really love the way the colors turned out, because I felt like it got pretty muddy around here. It should have had a more luminous look, like maybe more of this color, but it just kind of turned into mud. But I do like the way that the wildflowers look at the bottom. But now we're into 2023 already, so definitely huge amounts of time between a lot of these paintings. This one's probably my favorite out of anything that's in this particular book. It was from a reference photo, and it had this like huge sun in the background, and it was just amazing. And I thought I might put like a picture of it on screen so you can kind of see what I was referencing. But I really like the way that came out. I like the bits of purple that I put like on the ground here for shadow, and the colors are just like definitely the kind of colors I would use for like a painting in this style. This piece is really cool. I just love the way that like the moon looks. I kind of just added that in there for dramatic effect. It wasn't in the original photo that I was referencing, but I did something kind of interesting on this one where I took the photo into Photoshop and like really upped the contrast and the saturation and kind of like messed with the colors basically, and then used that as a reference for this. So that's why the colors are like pushed really far. I think this was originally just like an orange color, and I just pushed it into like this magenta red color almost, and I thought it was like a really nice contrast to the sky. But that one was really fun. I love the way that the waves look here. Okay, this is part of this wave of mushroom art that I was really into last year, and most of 2022, I have to be honest with you. You're gonna see a lot of mushrooms in my other sketchbooks too, but I feel like it kind of had to leak into this one as well. But I love this piece. This was also based off of an image that I saw on Pinterest. And I also kind of did that thing where I kind of messed with the Photoshop like colors and stuff to push it into these really wacky colors that I can try to emulate and paint. But I really like the way that like the background kind of looks. It's sort of just modeled, and the textures that I was able to achieve with like the for the wood. But yeah, really like that one. This one's cool. I like the colors on this. It's very cool. I love the way the sky looks with like this peachy color and like the purple at the top. The one thing that I've really enjoyed out of like trying these like landscape paintings is just the choice of color would not have been what I would have normally chosen for a landscape. And so it was kind of fun to sort of play not only with just the colors, but also just working within the limitations of the jelly gouache set that I was using, because I think it only has like 18 colors or something like that, 18 or 24, I can't remember. So it was kind of fun just being limited to that and just trying to make something look nice and cohesive. But yeah, and this was another experiment trying to do like more cityscape stuff. It wasn't my favorite. I think that other people are really good at drawing like architecture, but for me, especially when it comes like these really like boxy shapes and stuff, like I don't have a very steady hand, and you can really tell with these kinds of things. I think I work better with like more organic shapes and natural settings than something like this where it's just like supposed to be mostly like straight edges and stuff. But it was still a good experiment. I really like this shock of like neon green right in the middle of it. I was trying to do like this sort of city pop-esque kind of aesthetic in this one. And it's like partially there. It's partially there. I'm not really in love with it, but it was a fun exercise anyway. And that is the last thing that I put in this sketchbook. So there, again, not a whole lot of stuff. The last time I worked on this was in 2023. The nice thing about going over these though is that it does make me want to go back and continue this sort of project with landscapes and see if I've improved at all. But yeah, that's all I have in this sketchbook right now. Okay, so this one's kind of cool. This one is really a sketchpad. Where did I get this one? I think I got it from a bargain store. It's called like Five Below where I live, and you guessed it, it was $5. I do not spend a ton of money on like the sketchbooks that I buy, mainly because I don't have a lot of money to throw around, so I try to work with what I got. But yeah, when I saw this, it was $5. I liked that it had like this pretty gold like spiral binding at the top. The cover is cute. It's like this nice canvas fabric like hardcover. And I always appreciate when they put like these metal corner brackets on like sketchbooks, because it really does help keep like the corners of the paper from getting bent around when you're like slinging it into your backpack or whatever. But yeah, and then the main reason why I got this sketchbook was because the paper color, let me show you. I don't know if it could really show up on camera very well, but the paper is actually like a nice kind of warm cream color, and so I don't have anything like that. And the paper's, you know, it's thin. It's not like the best quality, obviously, because it was from the bargain store. But I have pushed this sketchbook as far as it can go with whatever medium I try in it. But I got it around Christmas. So a lot of the initial sketches in here are like Christmas related, so I drew like these cute little Christmas cats. I think I eventually took this idea and put it I think as like a digital piece for like on like Procreate or something, so that was kind of an initial sketch for that. More landscape stuff, trying to channel a little Van Gogh in there. Probably failing miserably in that, but I like the movement. This one's cute. This is actually Posca markers. It did not handle very well on this paper. I think it was starting to rip it up, because the felt tip on like a Posca marker can be pretty brutal depending on the kind of paper you use, and it kind of ripped up the surface of the paper a lot, but I still like the image. It's a really cute, it was like a cute outfit that I saw online, and I was like, oh, that would be like the cutest thing to wear and like go into the forest and forage for like mushrooms and stuff. And so yeah, that would be like an ideal scenario and outfit for that. More Christmas stuff. This one I still wanted to keep using my Posca markers, but then I thought I really wanted to try using them on like a colored background. And so what I ended up doing was just grabbing like some cheap construction paper and then taping that into the book. And so that, again, that's just like a fun experiment. And I like the way that it turned out. I used some of the metallic color Posca markers on this. And these are actually supposed to be like these old retro style ornaments. I think they were like popular like mid-century, but they got discontinued because I think they would explode. Like this part right here is actually filled with like a liquid that would bubble up when you like plugged it in. And like I thought the idea was kind of cool, but then like when I was reading about it, apparently they would explode. So cute idea. I think they should probably bring it back, but maybe do it in a safer way. But I just thought those were really cute ornament ideas. Okay, so we are back in the realm of mushrooms. This spread I really love. I love filling in as much space as I can on a layout like this. This is a 9x12, so I have like a lot of space to play. And this is just a mixture of like colored ink and I think I was using watercolor on this actually, which is bold of me. It's either that or really watered down gouache. I think it might be gouache. I can't believe I used gouache on this paper. So bold. But yeah, love all of this. I could probably spend an entire book just drawing mushrooms. That's not weird, right? That's normal. Here's a funny little cat in colored pencil. I don't know why I drew this. It's just like a funny picture I saw, and I thought, oh, I have some colored pencils I want to try out. And I'm like, I'm just gonna draw this funny little cat, birthday cat. Oh, this is when I got a bunch of Tombow markers that I wanted to test out. So there's like a bunch of them. Bunch of like color swatches and stuff. Some thumbnails. I do thumbnail work in this. Oh, this one's kind of cool. So I'm still using the Tombows, but I kind of wanted to play with different color palettes to see like what I liked. And I drew this initially like in the morning, and I wanted to draw it again, but like in a different colorway, just to see what the tonal shift would look like. And I love the way that this one looks, especially with like the purple in the sky. It feels very autumnal. And yeah, I just love the way that the colors interact with each other on this one, and how the layering worked really well. And this was pretty cool. This is a picture that I had originally taken on my phone of just like some trees, some tree limbs, and just the light that was going through the trees, like the canopy, looked really pretty. And so I was trying to replicate that with the Tombow markers as well. So those are probably my two favorite thumbnails on this spread. What else is here? More Christmas stuff. So now we jumped from like 2022 or whatever to 2023. Just huge gaps in time when I return to some of these sketchbooks. It's pretty crazy. Okay, so this is kind of cool because this is when I started using alcohol markers. So I was just like trying out whatever. And again, like the good old standby mushrooms. But yeah, I got some Ohuhu alcohol markers. And I just had so much fun with them. I drew these like cool birds. This is a common fish. Common kingfisher. And I think this is a malachite kingfisher. I made these two up. This one kind of looks like a Pokemon. And this one's supposed to be an owl, but I kind of decided to try and stylize it a bit more. He looks a little angry though, but he's still cute. He's still a cute guy. And these are really fun. I don't know where I got the idea. Again, I'm still on my mushroom saga. But I thought it would be really cool to combine them with like 90s tech. So I used to have like all of these. I used to have like this cute little egg-shaped stereo, little digital camera, I had a flip phone that was kind of like this, where it was like a slider. I love that thing. But yeah, I just thought that this would have been a really cute, maybe like sticker idea. So I might scan these in and kind of work with them in Photoshop a little bit more, and maybe upload them onto a site or something to make stickers. But yeah, I don't know why I came upon this idea. I might continue this and like add more like icons and stuff and make like a cute little set. This is also kind of in a similar vein. I think I was at an airport and I saw like this cute little kitty in like one of those bubble backpacks, like walking through the airport security, and I just thought that was the cutest thing. It was like a little kitten, and so it inspired me to draw like these little cats and these cute bags and stuff. So that's also another potential idea for, like, I don't know, another sticker idea or something like that. I haven't decided yet. These are fun. Again, more mushrooms. I really need to find another motif. This is like tea inspired. I saw this while I was like shopping or something on Amazon, I think, and it was just like the cutest little teapot. Strawberry theme. Love this girl. She's so cheeky. Oh, a little strawberry cat. These would make really cute stickers too. So that's like a fun idea that I could probably expand on later. I was just on a roll during this time. And then a couple months later I drew this. Now this was based off of something that I saw on like a City Pop like cover, I think. And I just loved her outfit on the model, and so I tried to like draw like a version of that. And I liked the way it came out. I liked adding like this kind of City Pop elements, I guess. And this is also just like alcohol markers. Veggie friends. I don't know why I decided to draw veggies. I just was still I'm still trying to find like other motifs. And I guess I decided that veggie friends was like my next thing. Didn't go anywhere, but I do really like this chunky carrot friend here. I love drawing leaves, probably more so than actual flowers. I just love, like, I don't know, I love the movement that leaves have. And I just love playing with the shadow and stuff and the shapes of leaves. I could draw leaves all day. Leaves and mushrooms. And then this, I don't know why I drew this. I was running out of ideas. I drew my mantle that I have in my living room, and it's just like the cute stuff that we put out for the holidays. Guess what? That stuff is still on my, it's still up on my mantle right now. I was really happy with the display, which is why I drew it, but I just think it's funny that I just never changed it since then. This is literally from like the holidays. And I think the very last thing on here, like in the sketchbook, is this really old self-portrait. I think this is from this year. Yeah, it's from this year, just a couple of months ago. And I just took a picture of myself in the mirror and tried to draw that. And yeah, this is also alcohol markers as well. And I don't know why I just completely, I mean, there's just like scribbles. Yeah, that's pretty much it for this sketchbook. There's a lot left that I need to fill. But I really like this one though. It has a lot of funny, quirky things in it. And a lot of ideas that I think I can probably expand on later. And so comes the last one. This guy. This guy's fun. So this I got from a store here called Jerry's Artorama. It's one of the few art supply stores we have that isn't like just a Michael's or Hobby Lobby. I don't like any of those. So if there is an option for like something else, I will go there instead. But they have their own like store brand sketchbooks and stuff. The Soho Urban Artist brand, and this is just their sketchbook line. What appealed to me not only was the price is really cheap, but I think it was like on sale for like $7 or something like that. But the binding on it, I love this style binding. I think it's called like open Coptic binding or something like that. And it allows the book to sit completely flat, and it's just great. There's like nothing there. There's no bubbling up of paper or anything, and it's surprisingly durable. I think it's like stitched together or something like that. But I just love the way that looks. So, and I love the size. It's pretty small, 5.6 by 8.26 inches. Perfect little size to throw into my purse. And this has been the one that I've been returning to pretty regularly. And I think I got it in, let's see what the first entry says. 2023. Look at my little parakeet guy. This is with Tombow Markers. So this one is really great. I love the size on this one. I think this is probably my preferred size because something about the smaller format is just a little bit more approachable for me. And I can really like grind out like a bunch of pages really quick if I needed to. But this is really fun. Lots of like experiments with like my Tombow markers in this. I resist on using alcohol markers in this because the paper really is only meant for like sketchbook, like pencil and stuff like that, but I still use like marker in it anyway. The Tombows don't bleed, but the alcohol markers will. So this is pretty messy, but I still really enjoy the stuff that I have in this sketchbook. Just a lot of random ideas, lots of animals. It would be great to do more like pattern work like this. Little angry cat. He's so angry. He's like plotting somebody's murder right here. Okay, this is kind of funny. So this is the toad that I drew, and then my partner, who also draws, like this is his version of a frog, and I just love like the contrast and style between the both of us. He's more like cartoony, and yeah, I love his little bow, his little glasses, Mr. Frog. This is based off of a statue that we have in a local park near us. It's made of bronze, but it's like these jackrabbits. And I think they're kind of creepy looking, to be honest. Because they're like wild animals. They're not like your regular fat bunnies, but I thought the shapes of it were pretty. And then this is really funny. I got, this is my cat, Nori. And we got her this little like B-shaped ball to play with, and she played that until it was nothing, like a little nub, for like 3 weeks straight. That was like her favorite toy for that period of time. I need to get her another one. What is this? A random acorn squash recipe. Because I had always seen these in the grocery store, and I thought, oh, I don't know how to cook that. And so one day I bought one and decided to actually try it, and it was so good. So the next time it's like autumn, I definitely need to buy a bunch more acorn squash because that was really good. Yeah, we're definitely in the colder seasons here. This is supposed to be me going on a walk. This was like the outfit that I was wearing that day. I should do more of these kinds of like what I wore today type of illustrations, because I kind of get a kick out of trying to stylize it. I have my own little walking outfit that I have there. More color swatches. This was a funny idea, and I may expand on this later. I always thought it would be really cool to do a series of like illustrations of, you know, like those vendors, like artist alley type places, and you see them all like standing with their artwork and stuff. And I always thought it would be really fun to draw the vendors as cats. And so it would be like a series of different cat vendors, like with their different wares and stuff that they're trying to sell, like little pins and badges or posters and stuff. I just thought that would be a pretty cute idea for like a illustration series. Some thumbnails for some digital artwork that I developed later on. I did like a series of gachapon machines, but they're like in different styles. So one's like, it has like little plants inside, and so for this one, and it's like a tree stump shaped gachapon machine. I think I did one for like cats too, so like there's like little cats inside the gachapon like capsules and stuff. But yeah, that series turned out really well. I don't know why I went on this tangent. It was like 90s popular snacks. I could try to do something with this. I do draw a lot of food, but I think that for the most part, it was kind of just a random idea that I had. More sketches. This one's cool. This one I'm using actually highlighters that I have, like these crayon style highlighters, and it kind of glows in the dark at night, and I just love how bright it is when you get to this page, and it's all melon related snacks. So again, another idea that I could probably do something with later. Okay, and then this is where everything changed. This is May of this year. I decided to try and work in this book mainly as like an art journal space. And that's literally when I started this channel, or the latest round of vlogs for this channel. And so I thought, oh, it would be really fun to sort of document that while I'm working on it. So here's are just a couple of the entries that I have for this sort of series. And I talk at length about some of these spreads in my previous videos as well. So this one's still like I think my favorite one out of the set that I've done so far. We went to go see Inside Out 2, and I just love the way that this layout came together. But yeah, that's pretty much it. There's not a whole lot after that. So I need to return to this one, but mostly do like art journaling and that kind of thing. But yeah, probably my favorite book so far. Just really love the size, just a little handy little guy, and I love this little sticker I have on top of it. It's my favorite.
So I really wanted to share 4 useful tips on sketchbooks that I've found particularly useful over the years. The first one is to try to set some kind of intention for your sketchbook. You gotta have some kind of plan when you get started, even if it's like a loose plan. I find that when things are too open-ended, it's a little easy to lose motivation and focus. on what you want to ultimately achieve out of your sketchbook for your art practice. So, for example, like I have one sketchbook mainly for painting techniques and doing landscapes, mainly because I think it's a great way to understand color and composition and texture. So setting some kind of intention really helps cut down on the time that you spend figuring out what you want to do in your sketchbook. So definitely practice with a reason in mind. The second tip I have is that it's okay to juggle multiple sketchbooks at one time. Like, who says you have to stick to one, right? The main reason I don't really finish a majority of my sketchbooks is because I frequently move like between several sketchbooks at once. I don't know how common that is for most artists, but if you're anything like me and you have so many different things that you want to explore or different scenarios that require like a particular size paper or type of paper, I think having separate sketchbooks for each pursuit is pretty helpful in keeping things organized. However, try not to hoard sketchbooks. I know at one point I used to do that. Try to keep it to like the bare minimum. I try to only use about three to four max. And that way you're not having to juggle too many at once. My third tip is that your sketchbook should really be like your happy place, a place that you want to return to again and again. Try to keep it low stress. It should be a place where you can really reflect and develop and really enjoy the process. I think a great analogy is imagining like if an athlete treated every practice run like it was the Olympics. Like that level of stress and energy like output is just simply not sustainable over a long period of time. And let's face it, these sketchbooks have like hundreds of pages. So try to stay loose and just kind of go at your own like natural pace. And then my last tip is, and this has been really helpful for me, is to start with a cheap sketchbook. Especially if perfectionism is an issue that you have. I find that the more expensive a sketchbook is, the more I want to keep it like pristine and perfect. And so all of my sketchbooks, I generally try to keep under $10 to avoid this issue, because if I ruin them, it's really not a big deal, and I just kind of move on to the next page and not worry about it. I think having a safe place to learn to condition yourself to not care so much about the end result and just kind of allowing yourself to make a bunch of mistakes is really useful. This has really helped me move away from perfectionism and towards a more realistic and sustainable art practice that is way more fulfilling. Because it's a sketchbook, it's not like a final piece of art or anything. I think a cheap, fun sketchbook filled with lots of like organic artistic exploration and mistakes is so much more useful to you as an artist than a couple of like pristine Instagram worthy pages in an expensive moleskin or something like that. If you made it this far in the video, thank you so much for joining me on this little funny sketchbook tour. I really appreciate it. I hope getting a little glimpse into how I work was helpful to you all. If you have any sort of tips for keeping a sketchbook practice going, please leave them down below in the comments. I told myself if I ever finish one of these bad boys, I'll reward myself with like a higher quality sketchbook this time around. So I'm really looking forward to achieving that goal someday. But until then, I'm perfectly happy kicking around these little sketchbooks, and I'll definitely do some kind of updated sketchbook tour later on down the road just to see how things are going. So as always, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.